what's going on, guys? Talk Movies with us here, back again with another movie review for you guys. This time we're reviewing the latest entry in the Star Wars universe, Solo, a Star Wars story, directed by Ron Howard, starring Alden Ehrenreich, Emilia Clarke, Woody Harrelson,
Donald Glover, amongst a bunch of others.
Yes. So what is this movie about? Quick and simple. It's how Han Solo became the Han Solo we all know and love, right? So right off the bat, this film had a lot of controversy in its production, right? We know the changing in directors halfway through a filming, this and that. This film could have been a train wreck. It
could have been, and I think that a lot of people are going into this movie with very low expectations.
Yeah.
I will say I went in with slightly lower expectations than I normally would for a Star Wars movie.
For sure. Wasn't really totally excited. I didn't really buy the actor that was playing Han Solo. And yeah, just the flip-flopping of directors and all the noise you've heard, this and that.
I hated the first trailer. The second trailer, I was like, okay, I can dig it.
But I still wasn't completely sold. And we are here to report that, damn, this movie exceeded all my expectations and then some.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we went in with slightly lower expectations, but we had a great time with this movie.
For sure. Like I said before, wasn't completely sold on Alden Ehrenreich, but man, I gotta say, I've been hearing mixed people saying they didn't like him, they liked him. For this guy to have to portray the iconic Harrison Ford and such an iconic character in Han Solo, I was pleasantly surprised by his performance. To take on the role of Han Solo is going to be a huge task.
It is.
Beloved character, but he sold me on him completely.
Yeah, I think he was really good. I mean, he was funny, his emotion was really good, and I mean, I was very surprised myself.
I feel like he got all his little quirks down pat, and it doesn't feel like a cheap imitation. I feel like you're just watching a really, really good interpretation of Han Solo.
Yeah.
This is basically a journey of Han Solo and Chewbacca, right?
Right. This is how they met, how they came to be co-pilots. I must say, the scene with Chewbacca when they first meet, like, it was awesome.
It was really awesome.
We can't really go into details, but
it doesn't feel forced at all, and it feels so natural. And if you don't buy into Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, then this film is going to be a complete wreck, because that's basically the whole movie. You have to buy into this guy that he is Han Solo, and he sold it 100%.
Yeah, if you don't like him, you won't like the movie.
Yeah, but to me, like I said before, he did a damn good job.
So Woody Harrelson is also in this movie, and Woody Harrelson is great at playing Woody Harrelson, I think.
He's always great. He's always fantastic.
You know, we don't really have to talk about his performance because we already knew that he could act.
Yeah. I feel like Woody Harrelson is one of those guys, you could put him in anything, and you're going to come out of the movie and be like, you know what, Woody Harrelson is so damn good.
He is. Yeah. He's a character in this movie where you want to like him, but you want to not like him. It's a love-hate relationship throughout the whole movie with him.
For sure. He's a bit of a hard ass, but a great character nonetheless. Emilia Clarke.
Yes, we have good old Daenerys of House Targaryen.
Yep.
And she's good. You know, I think everybody knows her from Game of Thrones. She's been in a few things here and there, but she was a solid character. I don't think that her character went above and beyond and was like one of the standout performances, but she's really solid, and her character is very important to the storyline, so she does it well. To
follow that up, you know, Emilia Clarke is really great in Game of Thrones and all, but everything else I've kind of seen her in, I'm not sure if she's that great of an actress or if she's just a pretty face. You know what I mean? I'm kind of on the fence with her, but listen, she serves her purpose. She does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And let's get to the big one. Donald Glover
as
Lando. Now, how was Donald Glover as Lando? I thought he did a very good job. He served his purpose.
Yes, I think he played Lando very well. You know, he's funny. He's definitely believable.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't think... I don't know, I'm hearing a lot of things like he stole the movie, he stole the show, and I just don't feel that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype surrounding Donald Glover now, and listen, he's a very good Lando. I completely bought into him as Lando.
Yeah.
But he does not run away with this movie by any means. He doesn't steal the show. If anything steals the show in this film, it's the friggin' Millennium Falcon.
Because
every scene that friggin' ship was in was incredible.
Yeah.
It was so exhilarating.
Very anxiety driven in certain points, and yeah, I definitely agree. I think that of all characters, if we can consider it a character, the Millennium Falcon
that was my favorite character.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really liked the guy that played Han Solo. But this Millennium Falcon, man, it was something. They took something out of Fast and the Furious, man. When they punch it, man, when they're flying, you see it like go through all the system, and it's like it's almost like the Nas in the Fast and the Furious movies, and I could always appreciate that. And another reason I love this film so much is because it was kind of about being a pilot.
But to go back to Donald Glover real quick, we're not bashing him.
No.
He was fantastic.
Very good
he
Lando.
Was really good. You know, we're just toning down the hype a little.
Yeah, he's not, you know, he's not the best part of this movie by a long shot, but he's very good.
He's very good. So to touch on the cinematography and the music for this movie, the score was absolutely fantastic. Every single scene, it was on point. And cinematography-wise, I think it was beautifully shot.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a lot darker than all the other Star Wars movies, the more recent ones that we've gotten.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a more gritty, you were saying, a more gritty feel to it, and I actually really appreciated it for that.
Honestly, like I said this to you after the movie, this is one of my favorite of the more recent Star Wars films, just for the fact it's not your clean-cut, everything's perfect Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
This was a gritty film. It took a lot of chances that I didn't really see coming.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we said before, with all the controversy going around surrounding this project, I got to give props to Ron Howard. I mean, this guy's a veteran in the business. He's been around the block.
So talented. I said when we got out of the movie, it really felt less like a Disney movie.
It did.
It felt more like a Star Wars movie. And I will say this, I enjoyed The Last Jedi, but I enjoyed this more than The Last Jedi.
I would have to agree.
Well, you didn't like The Last Jedi.
I did not like The Last Jedi at all. I like this movie 100 times more. And the comedy, let's talk about the comedy, because Han Solo, he's kind of like the sarcastic, humorous character, but it's not overdone in this film.
It's not at all.
It's perfectly sprinkled in there. You get his iconic lines. You get more of a more optimistic Han Solo in this film than you're used to seeing in the previous films.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just done very well. It's not over the top.
And him and Chewie going back and forth
is incredible.
It's great. It's great.
It's everything you would want to see, like how they came up to be, how they met. It's everything you could really want between Solo and Chewie. How they got their nicknames, how they came to be. And I think if you're a Star Wars fan, I don't think you could fault that at all.
Yeah. Hashtag friendship goals.
You know, their bond is incredible.
Yeah, especially when you know like how they met and how their whole friendship really started. You know, you appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, and it will definitely add to you watching, you know, the older films. So, all right, so let's rate this movie. But after we rate it, we are going to talk a little bit about the spoilers in this film.
Yes, because there's one big one that hopefully, if you don't want to see it, like you've avoided it up until this point, but we are going to talk about it after we grade it.
So if you haven't seen it yet, you don't want to know what the spoiler is, shut the video off after the rating. So I'm going to rate this thing a solid B+.
That's what I'm giving it.
B+ movie. Some pacing issues here and there. It was a little slow at some parts, but that's pretty much my only fault. Honestly, I really, really love this film.
I agree. I had a great time with it, and I never was bored. Even during the slower parts of the movie, I was still entertained. I was still learning about this character and all the other characters in that scene, and I really appreciated it. I thought it was great. I thought it was really good.
Definitely appreciated the depth they gave one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars universe, and Han Solo. So I got to give all the props in the world to these guys because, like we said, we didn't know how this movie was going to turn out, but it pretty much...
I thought it was going to be a shit show, to be honest.
Yeah, but they did the right thing by this one. So, all right. Guys, 3, 2, 1, spoiler talk.
Spoiler talk. So,
Darth freaking Maul.
I had no idea he was going to be in it, obviously.
No way.
And to see him pop up on the screen with Emilia Clarke, I think everybody in that theater gasped.
Yeah, I was like...
I mean, stunned.
I mean, we all know Darth Maul is one of the most wasted villains in cinema history. But let me tell you something. If they could incorporate him into like a Solo sequel, I would definitely take another prequel Han Solo movie, if you will.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
incorporate Darth Maul. Have Han Solo having a battle with Darth Maul. I'll take it. I would take it.
There's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be a reason
There's
why.
gotta be. I hope so.
They showed him, you know, having a conversation because him and Emilia Clarke now seems like they're gonna be
Yeah, tight.
biffles.
And like I said, I hope it's more than just shock value.
Yeah.
Because if there is one thing I have a gripe with in the Star Wars universe, is I want more Darth Maul.
I
And
think
this
that
gave me a
you're not
little
being-
taste, but I would love to see this thing through, man. So yeah, guys, as you could tell, we were both really satisfied with this film. And out of the more recent Star Wars films, we're not going to do a complete ranking now, but I think this might be my favorite out of the recent ones. It doesn't beat Force Awakens.
I was gonna say. You
Doesn't
think
beat
it's-
Force Awakens for me, but Force Awakens, Solo, Rogue One, and Last Jedi. Out of the more recent Star Wars films, that's for me.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree that Solo is definitely one of my favorite out of the more recent Star Wars movies. It's not gonna, you know, make it in the top 3-4 movies of all Star Wars, but it definitely was solid. It was a solid movie.
And it was a fun time for sure. Maybe one day we'll do a video ranking them. Who knows? Alright guys, thanks again as always for checking out our review of Solo, A Star Wars Story. And guys, let us know down below, what did you think of the film?
Try not to spoil it for anybody. We will be monitoring the comments.
But we do know this is the internet and
Yeah, there are
these things
trolls.
tend to happen.
Yes. And as always, guys, give this video a big thumbs up and we'll see you in the next video.
See you guys later.